Good evening. Well, today is the 10th of April. It feels like midsummer actually, and here we are back at Heath shopping centre for the bi-monthly Heath Classic Car Club event. I've had to make some changes to this particular event to keep it tidier because so many people are turning up at the moment. So we'll start off with the usual row here. I think most of you will be familiar with the cars we've got here. Probably seen them several times in the last month, but that's not a problem. We've got the row of minis, this 88-89 Mini Row Special Edition with the Mini Light style wheels and the pink roof. Did the Rose Edition also come with Cooper stickers? Obviously this is supplied by John Cooper of Worthing, so there we go, but I don't know. Next we've got the Mini Sprite wearing some very clean looking Mini Light style wheels. Very clean looking ones indeed. 95-96 on an N. This is a Mark 6 Mini. Only one of these here today. There was another one I think last time we were here. And of course the Mini pickup that we always see every single time we come to this event, which is I think had a little bit of work done to the front wing. But unfortunately the chap is sitting on it, so I can't show that. Never mind. Maybe come back later to that. Got to keep going though, viewers, because we've got a lot of things here this evening. Ooh, a 911 Turbo. Oh, it's the Tiptronic one, this one. Don't know what year this is. This is a 997, I think. But you're asking the wrong person if you want accurate information about Porsche 911 Turbos, I think, unfortunately. Maybe ask James Martin, JM on Cars, he'll know. 2006. I think we've got the Hawkeye Impreza here with gold wheels. Hello to SEO Media on YouTube. Yeah, very nice. The SJWRX, of course. I don't know if this is a JDM one or a British market one actually, because the second generation cars were called the STI as well in this country. Maybe it's a Japanese one. Really about a bumper in the front. Ooh, a TVR Tamar 7980 registration. Very nice. Oh gosh, those indicator and wiper stalks are off a Marine or Allegro or something, aren't they? Not that it's a problem. What are those rear lights off viewers? I can't remember now. Somebody perhaps tell me in the comment section below. They look like the ones off of Jensen Healy. Am I right? Could be wrong, like I am about so many things. I remember it was very, very nice. Wolseley. As far as I remember, this is a 70, this one. Yeah, 1660. It's very, very nice, this car. I've seen this quite a few times before. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, I've never actually driven one of the Farina cars. I would like to try one actually, if that's possible. But you know, you never know what's going to happen, do you? The other day I got to drive an MG RV8 just at short notice, so you never know. And a Sunbeam Talbot 90. This looks like one of the ones that's in the sale at the NEC recently. Is it? I don't know. Probably a different one. That is very nice. It's early 50s, this thing will be. Suicide doors. Quite a beautiful car. Look at this painted metal dash in it. That's actually really nice. That's really quite attractive, isn't it? It's not fall over there because I almost fell over. And then a Carman Gear, 6970 registration, presumably American import. Fuchs alloy wheels to the Porsche 911. Very nice condition. Not particularly me, I don't think, but that's very nice anyway. Then we've got this enormous Chevy. I wonder if we can see what model this is. Look at the size of this in comparison to Carman Gear. Oh, it's an Impala. Early 60s Impala, I'd say. With the column-mounted automatic transmission selector. That's probably a lovely car to drive on an evening like this, isn't it? And then, of course, a Series 1 Ford Escort RS Turbo with some even bigger wheels than standard and a modified exhaust. I bet that is quick, and of course walking around it, it's going up in value as I'm coming round, because of course it is. These are very expensive cars now. We've got this Corrado VR6. What's a manual? I've driven one of these actually, 93, 94 this one would be. Very similar year to one that I drove last year. It was a similar colour to this. It was a manual swap. This one is a standard manual. Very nice. Some racing wheels on there. Mercedes SL320. We saw this a few days ago at Alton, didn't we? And it's got a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. Not that you've never heard me say that before, of course, because we find beige leather interiors all over the place now. So that'll be a facelift one, be about maybe 1995, 96. So unfortunately the wings are, not the rear wings, the front wings are going to have to be replaced or something. Oh, now look at this. Wow. Oh, viewers. My gosh, a 216 GTI pre-facelift. It's absolutely immaculate. Oh my gosh. This could actually be one of the non-cat cars that had all the power. My gosh, you don't see R8s in this sort of condition at all. Obviously, I know these cars very well, having owned 3 of them. Not the GTIs, unfortunately. There were 2 SLIs and a GSI, but that is beautiful. It's got the correct wheels on it and everything. Oh my gosh, viewers, I want that. I want that very badly. How about this Anglia? I think we saw this, actually, again, the other day with the ZTEC R engine in it. It was down at Alton. 1964. This presumably was like an Anglia Deluxe or something, rather than a Super, and it is up for sale. It says £16,000 on nearest offer, Audible 730-534-958. It's Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power Channel says this could be yours. And then we've got a couple of MGs here. This is an MGF. This is I would say a late Mark 1 model, because it's still got the indicators on it. Be a 99. It's right at the end of production of the Mark 1 MGFs. One of these I borrowed for a week last July was a Mark 2. It was a 2001 car. There are some differences actually between the two. That is Tahiti blue, I think. And then we've got this lovely car here. This is a very, very late TF. It's a 2008 LE500. I forget the name of this colour. This is when the cars were in their second lease of life. They were manufactured at Longbridge from knockdown kits from China from 2008 to 2011. This is a really early one, actually. It's one of the first ones. It's beautiful. Or Trojan. Gosh, I haven't seen one of these in years. It's about 100 years old, I'd say. Be early 20s. Yeah, we go 1924. There you go, over 100 years old. And I've got solid tyres on there. Because I think some of them had solid tyres. Maybe they've got actually normal tyres on there, but that's great. And then we've got this Cortina. We've got, in fact, 2 Cortinas. This one, I think, is a South African import. It's actually got a 2.1 engine in it. It's about as a 2 litre. We never got the 2 litres in the 2-door Cortina Mark 5s over here. I think this is like a 1982 or something like that. Yeah, it's very nice. And then we've got this one as well. Now this is a Mark 4. Obviously the Mark 5 and Mark 4 are quite similar. I think I prefer the look of the Mark 5 personally, but Mark 4 is also good. This one's a 2 litre GL. Having driven one of those at 2 litre gear recently, I quite enjoyed it. I wonder if it actually here. It might be here tonight, that one. And then we've got one of these Cobra replicas, 86, 87 registration. Can't remember the name of this particular kit now. But yeah, that looks very, very quick. 2008 Alfa Romeo Spider. From memory, I think these are the ones based on the Brera, and I've just driven a Brera actually. I drove one back in February. Actually, even the 2.2 JTS models are quite quick. I think this is a 2.2 from memory. I can't remember now. Then we've got this Mustang, 1965. Ooh, it's a very, very nice beige leather interior, isn't it? To see a Mustang in a beige leather interior this evening, but I have, and I'm absolutely delighted. Then we've got this, I don't know what this is this a Willis or something like that? I don't know, something. Somebody in the comment section below do me a reg check, because I haven't got time to do that tonight. Because I need to start looking at this Ford Escort. This is just before the facelift Mark II, it had not got the Oval 4 badge on it. 77, 78. RS 1800. It's actually interesting to see one of these, but it's not in fully restored. It's clearly been sort of used, and it just needs a bit of tidying up. But I quite like that actually. Like the RS Turbo, that is going up in value as I'm walking around it, of course. I don't think I've seen this one before. I've seen so many Mark 1 and Mark 2 Escorts recently, but I've not seen this one before. Similar interior to the RS2000 Professionals, actually, same colour as well. And then we've got this Vantage S about 2012, I think. As I say, often on this channel, I can't always get insurance everything when I get off to drive, and unfortunately this is one of them. I can't get insurance to that, so I won't be driving it, which is a shame because it's very nice. Also very nice is this 2024 Aston Martin here, which was at the show at Alton on Sunday, and this chap just seems to take it everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised when I go to Port Saint on Sunday if I see it down there again, but that's great because we like seeing nice pretty cars, don't we, on the channel? Even better for me in real life. Then we've got this Alvis, I think it's a TD21, I think this is. Be about 1962, something like that. Oh my gosh, viewers, we've got a beige leather interior with wood once again. This one is a manual. Bodywork by Jaguar of Switzerland. Very, very pretty car. Unfortunately, Alvis went under about 1967, which is a shame. A Jaguar Super V8. Oh wow. Now this is nice, viewers. Not quite a beige leather interior, like a cream one, but this is the supercharged V8 version. I think this is just an X350 as opposed to an X358. I might be wrong, but I prefer, I think, this XJS. It's very, very nice, and it has also got a beige leather interior with wood. What is it you need more in life? I think this is about 1994, this car, from memory. That is absolutely delicious. And we go to Porsche 911 left-hand drive, late 60s 911T Targa. I think we saw this actually the other day. I think it was here we saw this actually, on the 30th of March. Likely as well we saw this Morgan three-wheeler. Again, another car I've been offered and I cannot get insurance for. So, yes, never mind. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. Sometimes we just have to sort of stare and not touch. Never mind. And then a Jeep. Complete with fuel cans and an Oxford plate. Let's go around the MX-5. We'll come back to that in a second. And we'll have a look at this Jeep. It's got it's the US Air Force one. It's unusual. Usually they're the sort of green ones, the army ones. Anyway, yes, NC MX-5. 2007 to 8 plate. I wonder if this is the 6-speed or the 5-speed. It's a 5-speed, so it might be a 1.8. Mind you, the 1.8 is still a pretty good car. The 2 litres is a little bit faster. Mark 4 Escort, I presume an RS Turbo, with not much interior in it. Imagine someone likes going racing. And I'm sure that makes a great noise from the presumably 1.6 CVH in that. Then we've got some trikes, which braver people than me ride, and an Anglia Super. So 2 Anglias, 65 this one, 123E. This looks a bit more standard than the 64. Still very, very nice. Yeah, 1200 Super. Oh gosh, viewers. More cars here from Alton. The XR2 and the 205 GTI are both here as well, and they're parked next to each other. This is crazy, just seeing the same stuff within the space of a few days. This is exciting, isn't it? There we go. I really want to have a go on this XR2 actually. I really want to drive another Mark II Fiesta. I've driven an automatic one, not a manual one. And then, yeah, so that's a late one. I think they were discontinued February 89, so it's 88, 89. And then this 205 GTI, late pre-facelift one. Facelift occurred late 1990. This is an 89 or 90. Again, we've got the clear indicators fitted, so someone's put those in. I don't know actually, to be honest, which I prefer. I've driven a 205, driven the Mark II Fiesta, I'm not sure. Daimler Sovereign, twin fuel tanks, cloth interior. Again, we saw this on Sunday. We've seen this as well at the Botley Grange. It's an absolutely fantastic car. I think this is a 1976. I forget the name of the colour now. Sorry, green sand it is. It's 76, 3.4 litre. Unusual actually, most of them are 4.2s. And then another Mark 4 Escort is this another RS Turbo, viewers? It certainly sort of looks that way. I'm not sure we got the right steering wheel. It might be an XR3i. No, it's an RS Turbo. Do apologise. Then a 1966 Sunbeam Tiger. Wow, okay. Problem with the Sunbeam Tiger was when Chrysler sort of took a controlling interest in the Roots group and they found out that the Tiger had a Ford engine. They weren't best impressed. But nevertheless, that is amazing. And then a Daimler Dart or SP250. This is an absolute delight this evening, isn't it, viewers? It's an absolute delight. And a beige leather interior. Excellent. Someone's just overdrive to that car as well. And then we've got Federal Spec Rover P6, a 3500S. Now, in this country, the 3500S is normally a manual, whereas the American ones were normally automatic. This is a late sort of Series 1 car, it's a 70. You can see how different it looks at the front, and look at all those bonnet scoops, things like that. It looks great. From an American market car to one that was actually made in America. We've got this Cadillac, but it's always here, of course. I should get myself a little Locksleeve Classic Car Club sticker, shouldn't I, for the sunny. The Fleetwood Brome d'Elegance. And look at this interior with those amazing sort of big soft seats in it. I bet that's incredibly comfortable to drive. A bit scary when you park though, because it will not fit in a normal space at all. Series 1 Land Rover with all the screens down. I wonder if you can take the doors off. Presumably you can take the doors off if you want. I mean, it's probably going to get you bugs flying in your face if you're driving along like that. But that's nevertheless extraordinary. And then a beautiful Porsche 356. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? There's a little friendless in there as well. I wonder what Porsche 60 means in terms of the 356s. Answers in the comments below. Someone's also essentially fitted some other rear lights in there just to make it a bit easier to see. And a Mark II TT. I think this is the last time, wasn't it, that we were here. I quite like these actually. I drove one of these in the last year because a friend of mine bought one recently, and hers was really, really quick. It's like a second least powerful one, and it's still really, really quick. And we've got this interesting thing here. I'm not actually sure what this is, to be honest with you. It's something with the Zuzu engine, perhaps, I don't know. I think it's an Zuzu engine, someone said before, that's probably right. Oh, then this beautiful 1983 Ford Fiesta Gear. I drove this last year on Sensible Second-Hand Classics, and it is amazing. It's in really, really nice condition. The only thing about it, the brakes aren't particularly good. I don't know if it's this particular car, or if they're just not great. The brakes on my Sunny aren't great either. It's just that's the way of old cars sometimes. We do have a servo, I think it's a remote one in that. It needs a bit of tidying up in the front wings, but apart from that, it is absolutely immaculate. It belongs to a chap called Dave, who's a nice chap. 63 Corvette C2 Stingray, 1994 Ford Mustang. Is this one of the V8, or has it got the six-cylinder in it? Unbridled enthusiasm. Look at this sort of 90s American interior. It's a GT model. I don't know what that is. And we got the Corvette. Look at the way that you could presumably have made right-hand drive ones of these. I don't think I've ever seen a right-hand drive one of these, but it looks like they put provision in for it. And then we've got this MGTD. We'll have a look at the information sheet quickly so we don't get things too wrong, as we always do. This is a 1952. It was used as a style prior to restoration to get into a field. Wow. Then, very nice Lotus Cortina, early one, pre-64. Console badge on the front and the lack of free-flow ventilation. Oh wow, viewers, another Ford from the past. A Sierra RS Cosworth hatch, 86-87 plate. But not touch this, viewers, because if we do, we might be liable for thousands of pounds worth of repairs. And that is going up in value as I'm filming, so we better be a bit careful. Then more Lotus Cortina action. I think John, who's the club chairman's got 2 of his cars here tonight. So that is nice, isn't it? Trying to fall over here, these. There we go. So we've got the early and the later type of Lotus Cortina. They're both here. Isn't that great? You can see the C-pillars are actually a bit different on this one. There's the area for ventilation that came in autumn 1964. And then this 1997 Jaguar XK8 Coupe, in which I almost lost my licence last year. If it hadn't been for me reining my right foot in on the A27, otherwise we would not be in here, we'd probably be in prison. It was quite nippy. I quite liked it. And we've got this Audi TT Quattro Sport. Now, just give me a year on the information sheet of the car. So 2005, it could be 2006 I suppose. The first generation TT was discontinued in 2006, so it's quite a late car, this one. It'd be nice and quick. I'd like to go in a first generation TT actually. But I've tried the second one, but not the first one. MGB GT 1980. I'm surprised actually it's actually taken this long to get to an MGB at this entire event. I'm not quite sure how that is, but that is very nice. I quite like the look of the standard rubber bumper cars actually. I think they look quite attractive. Some people disagree with me, like I quite like them like that. Here's the 68 Renault Caravelle I drove last year with Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel. Belongs to Jim, who is somewhere. This is the 1100S model. It's one of the last of the Caravelles made. It's right away at the end of production in 1968. A beautiful, beautiful cars. The brakes aren't the best in this. There's no servo or anything, but it's better than some cars of that age. Then we've got this Triumph, I presume this is a TR8, because it's a sort of 81, 82 registration. Production of these finished at Solihull in 1981. It says TR7, but it says V8, maybe it's a conversion. I have driven one of these actually. I've driven a standard TR7 from 1980. This is a Solihull built car, but that one I drove was a Canley one. Commentary plate on that AC, so maybe registered by BL themselves, I don't know. NAMX5 or UNOS. So you got some work going on there. Plenty of little Japanese stickers on there. So it's a UNOS because of the number plate plinth at the back. Be about 1989 to 90. And then this beautiful Lotus Elan Plus 2 with a Southampton plate on it actually. So local to the area. 71, 72 registration. That is, well that's it's nice, isn't it? Then we've got the Sunny somehow at the front of the queue, and yes, that is Roger sitting in the windscreen. Roger seems excited this evening, though his ears are a bit sort of flattened. Roger is going to go to the Volvo Owners Club later on tonight, or we're going to go in this, which will be interesting for the members there. Yeah, we're going to have to move at some point because these poor people can't get out. We got this Austin Healey 3000 Mark II, about 1963. That is it's rather nice actually. Looks very standard and original. Then we've got this. I think this is a Ferrari F12. Don't start asking me about Ferraris. I recently did do a video of a Ferrari on my channel, but I knew so little about it that it's quite embarrassing. So there you go. I wouldn't actually drive it because I can get insurance though. That is nice. I don't know much about them. Right, here is John's other car, this 1964 Renault 8 Gordini in right-hand drive, which goes on circuits and things like that, and is very, very nice. I don't think that's the standard Clermont there anymore. I think it's been sort of improved a bit, but there we go. Beach buggy of Dune, not Doom, Dune. Can't say I actually seen one of these before. Looks interesting for driving around this summer. Yeah, actually, it's such a warm evening. It wouldn't be bad idea to drive around on the beach like that. And then we got this very nice, I think it's an 89 TVR, this one. S2 from memory, with the Cologne V6 in it. It's sort of oyster interior rather than beige, but it's nice. I think that door handle's off an Audi, actually, interior one. I would know because we obviously own the Audi V8. Another MGB. This is a GT V8 from 75, 76 actually. I wonder if this is like one of the last of a chrome bumper cars. It's a conversion of a red bumper car. I don't know. I forget the name of that colour. It's Applejack. It's very nice. Then a Morris Minor Traveller, 68, 69 registration. Looking very sort of standard, actually, this. I have driven one of these. I drove a 1970 model last year, and I didn't quite get on with it because I didn't like the brakes or the gear change, but that's normal for a Morris Minor. Then we've got a 1923 Austin 12.4 Tourer that is in exceptional condition. Look at this. This car is 102 years old. I mean, if I get to 102, I hope I actually age this well, but I doubt I will. There we go. Porsche Cayman S. Forget exactly what year this would be or what it was even called in terms of the model code, but there we go. There is the Fury. This is another car that I've been offered for review, but again I can't get insurance for it, so I can't drive it. Rubbish. Oh, a Mitsubishi Lancer. Bright yellow. Very, very sort of late 90s colour. And that looks like it's perfect. Evolution 5. It's about 1997, 1998 on an R. Next to it, then we've got a Jaguar, I think. Let's get this right. I think this is an XK150 because it's got the single piece windscreen. I think the 140s had a two-piece windscreen. I think that's the way to tell them apart. Might be wrong, my viewers. Another Jaguar here, but this is a little bit different, shall we say. So it's an XJ40, but it's not a standard saloon XJ40. Oh no, it's an XJ40 pickup. Of course it is. My gosh, viewers. I have no idea why you would do that, but I'm very glad someone has. You've got an old British Telecom mobile phone in there. Come on, autofocus. There we go. J-Gate, probably a 6-cylinder one. I don't know why you do that, but I'm just glad somebody did because it's brilliant. Sort of 1991 registration. Another Cobra replica here. Also looking very nice and polished. See if we can sort of approximate the year of this by looking inside. Be what, 2000s perhaps? I don't know. That plate is a sort of late 60s plate, but I don't think it's anywhere near that. Is that an Austin West pursuit? It's probably an A99, isn't it? I think the A110, which are the later ones, tended to say that the A110's on the back, so I'm going to go with A99, which means it'll be about 1960, something like that. Which is probably around the same age as this Rover P5. This is not a P5B or anything. It's very clearly a 3-litre. So, I don't know what mark this would be, like a Mark II. The Mark 1s have a little tiny bits of glass on the top of the doors, like extra glass. So I don't think this is a Mark 1. Maybe it'd be a Mark 2 or Mark 3, I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in the comment section below will tell me exactly. So we'll look at the interior as well whilst we're here, which is brilliant in these. It smells good too. And then we've got some Ford Capri action because, well, of course we have. This lovely 84-85 2.8 injection special, which was here I think last time as well. Where are we going? Let's go and look at the Mark II Cortina as well over here. That's really nice as well. Late one actually. This. What does that say? I think this has been breathed on, this Cortina. I don't think we've got the standard engine or anything in here anymore. It's not a Lotus Cortina or anything like that. It's Cortina TRD. Does that mean it's got a Toyota engine in it? That's interesting. Quite a sleeper then. And we've got this, I'm assuming, yes, it'd be a Mark II Stag on them. Very nice. This is an auto. About half a Stag's Maybach automatic, half a manual. I drove one of these about 2 years ago. It was a 72 car, and it was pretty good. Oh, another MG TD. MOT to 2026. £16,500. Call 07949589552. As Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says, this could be yours. I think this Model T has just had some new tyres. Well, it's another one of Jim's cars, like the Caravelle. I don't know if he's driving it tonight or somebody else is. He said I can have a go in this, but I'm absolutely terrified of actually crashing and dying in a Model T, because I know how you're supposed to drive them, and it's not anything like a normal car. So maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll let Mr. Bill do that. And he's younger than me. He can take the risk. I will stay safe. 69 to 70 Triumph 2000. It's got the alloy wheels from the Stag on here, the optional alloy wheels from the Stag. I think this is just a standard 2000 auto rather than the 2.5 Pi. Then we've got a 504 Cabrio. We saw this actually last week. This is a 78, this one. It was locally converted in this country to right-hand drive by a dealer. The earlier ones, like the one that Jim has, which I drove last year and is having a full restoration at the moment because it caught fire last year, those were converted by a company called Hoday. This one wasn't. It's a much later car than his. His is a 73, this is a 78. I sort of don't know if I prefer the look of the earlier or later ones. It's sort of up to you really, what you like. And then we've got this is definitely an SK150, isn't it? Definitely one of these. Very nice. We must have seen this, I'm sure, really quite recently. Would be a sort of a 58, won't it, something like that. And then we've got this Riley on very old Portsmouth plate. RV was an old Portsmouth registration, which is very nice. Is that a pre-selected gearbox? Presumably it is. Wow. Right, we're going to be finishing off quite soon, but there is another area we need to cover as well. NB MX-5. All ready for some track action. Then we've got 1929, presumably this is a Ford Model A. Rust Never Sleeps. And that one's for sale as well. Can't believe that a Model T is worth less than £10,000. But as we know, viewers, rarity and age do not equal value. A couple of friends, I presume, here with these little things. Are these even caterings or are they something else? That's a Ford Type 9 5-speed manual gearbox. Oh, it's a low cost. Oh, right, yes, I've heard of these. I think they're Cortina based, aren't they, from memory? What if this is the same? This one's on a Q plate. Wouldn't surprise me if it's also a low cost. Sweet P2. Interesting. Also interesting is this no, let's get this right. It isn't a Zeta. I think these were built in Brighton, weren't they? In a railway factory or something like that. Crazy. And again, I've been offered a go in one of these, and I'm too frightened of crashing and dying, so we won't have a go in it then. Little bonus in here. Someone has a little figurine of this. I don't think it's on display or anything like that. Someone's just drove around in this evening. I don't think the paint was actually an original colour. This would have been repainted at some stage. But yes, I have been offered a figurine to go in actually quite soon, so we will be enjoying that later in the year. Right, viewers, that is it. We'll need to get off soon. So thank you ever so much once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment below, and we shall see you again soon for some more incorrect information.